The phrase that I'd like us to think about and use more frequently is fair share thinking. In other words, what's fair? If we're going to more than half the population, anytime we walk in a room that's not half female, we have to say, it ain't fair. There's something wrong with this picture. I don't know, you look at a cabinet and you don't have the women in it, it ain't fair. You look at one of these G8 meetings, no women, ain't fair. And I don't need to whine or cry, I just want us to think about what's fair and what we're prepared to do about it. And part of our challenge when we look at these economic issues is we women are thinking too much about our families, our men, to think about ourselves. So when you ask women what's fair, they don't say half. They'll say something like 30% or 40%. Well, why not half? I mean, if we're half, we should have half. So one of the things, when we talk about politics and we talk about all this stuff, I think our Reverend talked about a little bit, do we want bigger pieces of pie or do we want a better pie? I mean, do we want to hold a knife to slice the pie, or do we want to have the recipe for pie in our hands? Do we want to be the ones to say we want a fair society? Now, we want to be just like the guys. Because just like the guys isn't going to get it. It's not working for the guys either. What we know when we start factoring in our families, we start factoring in families, is that we have yet to deal with the issue of child care in the workplace. We have a culture. Where women with means are able to hire people to help them. But then where those without means are hustling from here to there to the other place to try to figure out what to do about child care. It's amazing to me how ossified some of our practices have become. I mean, I used to just talk, and I identify with your words matter. My first week at Bennett, I got an article that I wrote in the mail from a parent. The article was a USA Today headline that said students should have free tuition. The lady said, I've been clipping you for years and my daughter owes $26,000 since you wrote this. Would you be prepared to forgive her tuition? And I wrote back as a sister. When I was a columnist, I wrote like a columnist. That's how the president late like the president. But the fact is, I mean, every single day I see some of the ways that women's leadership can make a difference. We just asked on campus that we begin to look at flex time. You know how long have we been talking about flex time? But still, most of our workplaces do not have flex time incorporated. I said, hey, come on, guys. If people can come a half hour late, leave a half hour, later, that's better. But we somehow have not done the things that the feminist movement sowed seeds for back in the 70s and 80s. We look at the work we've done. We've done brilliant work, sisters and brothers. Brilliant work, but we haven't actualized it. That's why we still need that. That's why we still need women's colleges. That's why we still need historically black colleges and universities.